Welcome, Casey. Thank you for such a magnificent film. Harriet's story is so vast, and there are so many points in her life Gregory Allen Howard, the scriptwriter, could have chosen. What was the thinking behind not doing the traditional birth to death biopic?
Yeah, I never really like approaching biographical movies that way. It's always better to choose a focus. We knew we wanted to do the story of young Harriet Tubman. That's what we thought was the hardest to picture in a way, and yet it was when she was most active, and it most lent itself to an adventure story. And that's what I think we really wanted to present, what she was like when she was actually doing all those missions that you hear about, you know?
And it's more heroic than dwelling on the victimhood of slavery.
Right.
And what was that, again, was that intentional?
That was intentional, but I do think that's the Harriet Tubman story.
Yeah.
If I were to ask anyone, what's the Harriet Tubman story? They would say, well, she ran away from, she escaped, and then she went back and freed others. So it really is a freedom story. So I didn't look at it as a slavery story.
Yeah,
it's really about freedom.
That makes sense. And casting British actors Cynthia Erivo and Zachary Momo against a discussion about the ownership of Black history. And with your director's eye, what did you see in Cynthia that that resonated about and how she portrayed?
I mean, she was physically incredibly right for it, and a lot of her was right for it. She's kind of this formidable, huge presence, even though she's very, very tiny, and that was like Harriet. Physically strong, like Harriet, a marathoner, like Harriet could run, and a singer, as Harriet was. But I gotta say, she came as prepared as anybody to do the role. I mean, she was physically prepared, she was emotionally prepared, and she was spiritually prepared. It was a very, very deep commitment to get this character right. And what I look for, I mean, I want somebody I can believe, and I believed her every day. I believed her all the time, and so that's really what you're looking for when you want somebody to play a great person from history. You want to believe the performance, and so believability to me is everything.
Fear is your enemy. Whoa, easy now.
I'm gonna be free or die.
I don't know if you know how extraordinary this is, but you have made it 100 miles to freedom all by yourself. Would you like to pick a new name to mark your freedom?
Harriet Tubman.
And it's about authenticity, right? And who owns the narrative? Was there any conflict in what was going on in the outside world in working with a British Black actress, as it were? Because there is that conflict about, who has the right to tell this story?
Well, I mean, in all honesty, I look at myself as the culture bearer.
Yeah.
Okay, like who has the right to bear culture? It's like, wait a minute, I'm an African-American woman co-writer and directing it. It's produced by an African-American woman, African-American production designer, African-American costume designer, African-American composer, African-American hair and makeup. We bear the culture.
Yeah.
We're bearing the culture. She's bringing an incredible, exquisite performance.
And I can't argue with that. And so you've transitioned from acting to directing. Congratulations with Eve's Bio being a monumental debut film. What's your end goal as a director, and will we see you back in front of the camera anytime soon?
It's funny. It's been on my mind the past couple of days.
Okay.
But my ultimate goal in being a director is to be a good director. Just to get better and better, and to keep working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.